Are you feeling burnt out trying to run a business and be a mom at the same time? Do you wish you had a community around you helping you work through the problems of your schedule or your time management or your productivity or just your business and want somebody to bounce some ideas off of? Or are you wanting to start a business and you don't even know how you'll find the time or what exactly you will do? Guess what? You are in the right place. That is what my channel is all about, as well as the Work Life Glue Box. And today I'm going to be unboxing our revamped Work Life Glue Box, which started in August, and I'm going to take you guys inside. So the theme for the August box is back to work, which is a play on back to school, because it is that time of year. Kids are going back to school either this month or next month. We're all gearing up for it. I even homeschool, but I'm still in back to school mode and getting things ready for that. So I thought this was an appropriate time to think about back to school, do a training on back to school, and have a book and some products to get us in the right mindset for back to school. On the back of the little insert is always the book of the month that we're reading and just some of the products that are in this month's box. Now for the August box, because that is a new revamping of the Work Life Glue Box, because I'm adding this book club element, I also am including an extra product with every single box. That's a surprise as a thank you to everybody who buys it. At the filming of this video, I may have a few boxes left, so I will leave information below with a discount code and how you can order that one. But if they are all gone or you want to wait for the next box and start right at the beginning of the month along with us, I will have information on how to subscribe to future boxes as well. Every box comes with a little motivational card. This one says, "Reminder, happiness is your nature. It is not wrong to desire it. What is wrong is seeking it outside when it is inside," which is a quote from the book. And now on the back of these cards is the reading schedule. You obviously don't have to follow that to a T, but it will help you if you do follow it, so that when we get to the 2 book club discussions in our exclusive community, you'll know exactly what to have read by then, so you're not reading ahead or you're not getting spoiler alerts when we get to the book club discussions, because we're just going to be discussing what we've read to that point. So this can be a handy little thing to guide you. You can stick it in your book, put it on your desk. Great reminder, but also useful to have that schedule. So the book club pick for this month is The Get To Principle, a simple technique to create instant joy, how to get happy, get going, and get to it in life. It's by Ted Larkins. It is a really fun book, and I love that it's got lots of pictures and color inside. I just think it makes it more fun to read. This one is a great one for getting your mindset in check. And I think with back to school time or getting back to work after a summer of, different schedules and routines, we really want to get our mindset right for the upcoming months, especially Q4, and getting our mindset right for that. So this book is all about reframing your mindset from things you have to do to reframing it to things I get to do. And I think this is huge for motherhood and business. In business, if we are loving our business and we started this business with a huge purpose and we want to help serve people, it's not good when it starts to become tasks that we think we have to do, that we kind of resent. We want to feel joyful and grateful that we get to do these things, or we should outsource some of them, but just having that mindset I think is really good. And then with motherhood, of course, it's so easy to get into that trap of, oh, I have to make supper, I have to clean, I have to get up in the middle of the night with my toddler, I have to deal with these behaviors. When we start to feel resentful of our kids, that's never good. And so trying to change that mindset to things we get to do, we get to be there for our kids, we get to love on them, we get to help them through hard times, we get to make them supper, and just really appreciating what we have. I just think that's such a beautiful thing. So I'm excited to read this book, and this is a good example of how a book that's not necessarily just about business and it's not really about motherhood, but can be applied to both of those things and looking at it from the lens of a mompreneur. And that's what we'll be doing every month. Some books will be specifically about business, some will be specifically about motherhood, but there will be a lot of in between, but looking at them from the lens of mompreneurs. Every month there are 2 products that are for your business. So these might be office supplies, tech gadgets, stationery, all of the above. And so one product this month is this 4 USB port hub, which I think is great for business. It can also be great for back to school because if your kids have iPads or laptops or different tablets and things they have to plug in, you can have like a little charging station. This can be great at your desk, especially since a lot of laptops these days don't have a lot of USB ports, so you can just plug this in, take it on the go with you. It's really portable and discreet, but very, very useful. The second business product that I love, that I've actually been using for over a year and loving, is this convertible pen case. So it opens up here and you can just slide it down, and when you have pens inside, then they're all standing up and you don't have to dig around. You can see exactly what you have, and then you just pull it up and close it, and it sits really nicely at your desk. So if you're planning, especially for your business or your motherhood, you can have all of your pens just sitting there at your desk, and you can pick what you need, and you don't have to have like a caddy or anything like that. And it's really nice to take along, and it's really cute. Plus it says, I've got 99 problems, but a pen ain't one, because I know a lot of us who love planning and business have a lot of pens. So this is really, really cute and fun for this month. In addition to the book and the business items, there's always going to be a mom item in every single box, and this can be very different depending on the time of year or from box to box. So this month, with back to school in mind, there's actually two mom products. One is this tear off lunchbox notes. I just think this is so cute. There's so many different notes in here of inspiration. Some are funny that you can stick in your kids' lunchbox or put in their notebook, or slip a little note into their shoes for, you know, after school activities. It doesn't have to be in their lunch, but I just think it's so sweet to connect with our kids when we're not actually there with them and know they're loved. And I just think these are so fun. And then I also included these magnetic page markers, which fit the colors of Work Life Glue, which is fun. They have 6 different magnetic page markers. So there's choose joy, be kind, do all things in love, just believe, let your light shine, and live a life of love, which goes along well with the theme of the book. And you can use these for your book, of course, but you can also use them for planning. Your kids can use them for marking textbooks and things like that, because it is the back to work, back to school theme. So these are super fun as well. And then lastly, there will always be a self-care item in the box. That was always a huge hit before I revamped the box. So these will be like bath bombs, shower steamers, body scrubs, skin masks, candles, just all different kinds of things to kind of pamper you as a mom, because if you're balancing work and the business and motherhood, we need some self-care time. And so this one is a really fun one. I just thought with the back to school, back to work theme, having some kind of flashcards is really fun. So these are stress less cards. They're 100 effective tips for a stress-free life. And these are wonderful to maybe take out like one a week or every few days and just try to adapt it, apply it to your life, or focus on it depending. So there's things like, don't be afraid to reach out for help when things get tough. Be present, slow down, and take 5 minutes to focus on your behavior. Stress is caused by being here but wanting to be there, or being in the present but wanting to be in the future. It's a split that tears you apart inside. So it's just good things to kind of reflect on, or there's different techniques you can also follow to implement. So these would be fun to even do with your kids, maybe at breakfast time or the end of the day. It can be something to talk about with them, so they know that these are all very human things that people experience, and talk about how to work through those, because I think back to school can be a very stressful time on kids as well as parents, and then throwing work in there on top of it can just be really hard on everybody. In addition to the box, everyone who subscribes to the box also becomes part of the online glue stick community, which is a very awesome community. It's hosted on Facebook, but we have monthly expert trainings, and this month's guest expert is Gia from Marriage and Motherhood here on YouTube. I have always admired Gia and thought she was such a good example of running a side hustle when she was still working a full-time job, but then also transitioning to her online business becoming her main job. But she's always been super passionate about teaching her 2 girls, even though they go to school. She's been always a great inspiration for incorporating learning into the home, and she's a great example of lots of tips and ideas for managing all of that. So she'll be training us on how to deal with back to school as a mompreneur, and just some tips and tricks and things like that. And then in the group, we also will have a glue stick story every single month, where a mompreneur, either in the group or somebody I asked to come speak, will come share their journey. I just think this is such a helpful thing for those of us who are wanting to start a business to get ideas, but also those of us who are in the thick of it. Sometimes we feel inadequate, we feel imposter syndrome, we feel like we're not doing good enough. we feel like we're not where we want to be. And so it can be so helpful to hear somebody else's story about how they struggled, how they overcame it. We can get ideas for how they marketed or how they grew their business or pivoted, and we can really get that bird's eye view of somebody's journey, which you don't often see on Instagram or when you go to their website. They're not often sharing the behind the scenes. So I think it's really fun to have that as part of our community as well. There are also 2 live book club discussions, which will be held by me. And then there'll be lots of posts in between to get people engaged, speaking and networking and all of those kinds of things. And I really designed this community to be a place where we as mompreneurs can come to get advice, to be reassured when we need reassurance, to pump ourselves up when we, have done something good. We have a place to safely share that, but you can ask for advice with scheduling or, dealing with your kids while you're working, or business ideas, logo ideas, things like that. I really want this to be a great community for the motherhood and business side put together. So I'm really excited about that. You can also join just the community only. You'd have to buy your own book at this point. I do plan to have the book and community as a add-on eventually, but right now it's just the box or the community only. I'll have information below if you guys are interested. But I am just so excited. I just feel like I'm truly living in my calling, and I'm just so excited to help other mompreneurs find balance, and also to help encourage those of you who are wanting to start a business to help you get to that point and give you inspiration and guidance of how to fit it all in. Ideas that you can follow from the beginning that I wish I would have taken years and years ago, so you don't have to stumble like I did. And I just so excited to give back in this way. So I appreciate you watching this video. I would love if you would head over to my website and look around and see if it's something for you. But either way, if you want any of my other products, I have a shop below I'll put with any of my excess inventory. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.